After uranium recently witnessed this bullish breakout to the upside, it spiked above $100 per pound, but we are currently witnessing a sell-off again. And so if you have a look at the weekly chart, you do beautifully see this bullish trend that we're overall in here, but we haven't really seen a new all-time high for quite a while now. And so whether we're about to see that actually happening in the next few weeks and months is a question that we're about to discuss in today's video. We're about to have a look at the most important macroeconomics, fundamentals, and more to actually understand the underlying drivers of uranium. And so if you have a look at this long-term trend here, you do see this recent high here in 2024, in January 2024, and this low here in February of 2025. And so we are currently seeing this pullback, and it seems a overpriced position to actually currently buy into this market. It seems reasonable to wait for another pullback to this this pink line here. And so if you have a look at the fundamentals, which are obviously really important concerning uranium, you do currently see, as we've also discussed in previous videos, that we still do have this bullish case due to the growth in electricity generation. You do see that the International Energy Agency does predict a 62% increase in electricity demand from 2023 to 2040. And so we do obviously need electricity for all of those AI infrastructure facilities, for example. We do just need this electricity for the future, and also as population is growing, especially in Asia, where you do see a lot of reactors actually being under construction right now. And so this is obviously our fundamental case that we do see at Kronos. That is one of our most important points of our thesis, that we do see a overall price surge happening to uranium, and to continue to happen to uranium. But to really understand those trends that we've seen in the previous years here since 2020, the fundamentals do not seem to be enough, because obviously uranium is also measured in US dollars. And to really understand the macroeconomics at this point, and to really understand why we believe this is about to continue here, we like to take a look at the following chart, the weekly chart of XAU USD against the S&P 500. And so this is exactly this red chart that you do see here. It's basically the gold price measured in the S&P, or you can say it's the ratio between gold and the S&P 500. And so that essentially means when this ratio here in red is actually rising, gold is outperforming the S&P 500. When it's falling, the S&P 500 is outperforming the gold price. And so that's exactly what we've seen here happening several times in the past. And those arrows that you are currently seeing here are the last few instances that we've seen interest rate cuts, and that has always coincided to this ratio actually rising. So in other words, those have been the times that we've seen gold strengthening, or being stronger in its trend than the S&P 500. Obviously, because those have been times that the S&P 500 has really crashed down. And so you do see those smaller timed business cycle, but you do also see this big cycle here. And you have essentially seen this trend that here back in the days, the S&P 500 has, or you could also put it that way, that gold relative to the S&P 500 has actually declined. So you have seen that big trend that as the S&P 500 has been stronger than the gold price. In other words, gold has been weaker than the S&P 500. You have seen that happening. You have seen a lower low here happening in the 2000 century change period here, where also the dot-com bubble actually happened. But you have seen that actually to reverse, as we've seen a higher low probably forming out here in 2020. And we do believe to see this ratio actually strengthen. We do believe we are seeing a continuation of of this strengthening gold price. We do believe we're about to see a deeper recession now. And why is this now important for uranium? Because obviously, if we now have a look at what happened the last few times we've seen those price surges, you have seen a lot of inflation happening. You have seen that actually leading to big crashes. And if you now have a look at, for example, what happened after 2020, you have seen that being a major catalyst for increased uranium prices, because of, obviously it was just inflated. And so this is really always an important aspect to keep in mind at this point. And as we're about to see the dollar debasement, it seems to be one of the bullish factors to definitely keep in mind concerning uranium prices. We do believe we can see a weakening phase as we've seen here in 2020, just because of this deflationary nature to the crash, as the money supply is contracting, as credit is contracting. We do tend to see no inflation happening at first, but then obviously we are about to see that happening afterwards, as we've seen here in 2021 and 2022 with this big price surge. Obviously, following that, we have now also seen a period of weakness. But we do believe, as those fundamentals that we've just assessed here with this increased energy demand, those plants actually currently being under construction, 29 in China alone. We do obviously have, from the fundamental perspective, this bullish case for uranium, but also from the macroeconomic standpoint, we do believe history is about to repeat. We're about to see another one of those boom and bust cycles trend, as we've seen here previous times, right? And so this is really this would really not surprise us at this point, as we do see that happening to the interest rates again, and so we might just see it happening to the S&P 500 and gold price. And so obviously that seems quite concerning. If history really would repeat at this point, if we do see another big crash happening, that would probably be of deflationary nature. We might see this actually lead to a weakening trend here at uranium. And so it seems quite clever to wait a little bit for uranium price to be cheaper again. We have seen that big rally here previously. It seems a good point probably to enter the markets at a nearer point to this overall bullish trend line that we're currently seeing here. But overall, obviously, the fundamentals are bullish. It's probably a obvious thing at this point that uranium, especially concerning the AI infrastructure demand, is one of the commodities that is really in demand also in the future. And so we are quite bullish concerning uranium, even though we're currently not having the best prices to probably buy uranium. We might have to wait a little bit until it comes down. And also concerning this deflationary crash that we're actually projecting here at Kronos, we might just have to wait a little to see better prices here for uranium. But overall, obviously, the bullish factors are really, really big. And we do believe we can see a continued bullish rally here at uranium. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you find it important to really understand those macroeconomic and fundamental aspects of this commodity. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to click the like button to support us, and also click the subscribe button to not miss future videos. And also you can check out our Discord server, which is also linked down below, where you can discuss in our community topics that you want to discuss that are currently on vogue. And so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for your support. See you the next time. Bye bye.